What's up, y'all? So tonight we in the zone. We in that zone. We in that one zone. And what we are talking about is stimulation. Stimulation and growth. Listen, we're going to go straight there. A lot of you, when I look out into my forecast, a lot of you are growing. And like I said, a lot of you are taller than the trees in the sky. A lot of you are growing. A lot of you are being stimulated. And for the first time, I would admit that I am the one that is stimulating you because I have the power to do so. I can make your juice box with, and you got a lot of juice boxes. And if you think I don't know where they are, you're mistaken. And I can make that thing. If you think I don't know where everything is on your body, you are fooling. If you think I don't have the power of stimulation to reach out and touch, you're mistaken. Now let's get on to the topic because I don't want y'all to get too stimulated and don't know what's going on here. We on a frequency vibe, y'all. Y'all are witnessing. Y'all are going to feel a lot of my frequency coming through your screens right now. And I normally don't do this. I don't like to share my frequency with people because I know how things could get. I don't normally share my vibrations, but you are going to feel vibrations and frequency coming through your screen today because I'm going to do this for you today. I don't do this much. I've only done this about like 3 times. This is a virtual video here, okay? Let's get down to the main course. A lot of you are starting to grow, and you are starting to outgrow your bodies. You are starting to outgrow yourselves. You are starting to outgrow your mind because you on a different frequency because I pulled you out. You on a different wavelength because I pulled you out. So with that being said, right, a lot of you are going to make smooth cutoffs with people. And it's not because you think you're better than them. It's not because you've become conceited and cocky. It's not about any of them things. It's just about stimulation. Something that you ain't been getting. Something that I know how to give. Woo! Wow! Bust it wide open, then I tell her bring it back. Swords in the air. A lot of you are coming into a season where you need stimulation more than anything. You starving. You ain't even starving for a meal. You starving for stimulation. And a lot of people are going to rule you off to being these type of things because you don't have time for them anymore. So that equals up in their world that you too good for them. But that's not what it means. They don't understand because they ain't on the page with the cougar. Y'all didn't introduce them to me, so they don't know to move with you. If people aren't speaking your language, there's nothing wrong with letting people go. Regardless if you grew up with them, regardless if that's your family member, regardless of that's your favorite best friend, regardless of. If people are not speaking your language, you're going to start letting them go. If people aren't moving like you are moving, you are going to start letting them go. If people ain't got no type of motion. It ain't even about no type of motion. If people don't have the type of motion that you have, or better or bigger, you're going to let them go. It's not about the west stroke or the left stroke or the east stroke. It's about, is you continuously stroking. I be stroking. That's what I be doing. I be stroking. Is folks stroking nonstop. That you a lot of people's energy is not going to be compatible with you for where you're trying to go, because you're trying to connect with me, right? Well, if you didn't turn them on to my channel, then they can't get connected with me. You're on a different frequency. You're on a different vibration. You're on a different vibe. You're on a different wave. You know, things are changing. And you've already looked around and said you don't want to be here. You already looked around and said you don't like what's going on here. I'm changing every day because Father changes me every day. And if you want to go with us, then there has to be a certain type of paddle, a certain type of push. You see what I'm saying? To get where you going. If you find yourself having conversations with people and they don't feed your hunger, I'm talking to your soul now. I ain't even talking to you while you sitting in front of the computer. I ain't even talking to you. I'm talking to your soul. If you find yourself having a conversation 30 minutes, 15 minutes with people, when you get up from the table, you still hungry, that means you have not been fed. That means you need to do something about that. That means you need to make a change. That's what that means. That means you don't need to open your mouth unless it's necessary. Not because you want the crowd. Not because you want the title and you got the title. Not because you want materialistic things. You've been on this planet for 30 years, for 40 years, 50 years. And you've got all the materialistic things that you've needed. You have every food that you can think about. You have driven every car that you wanted. You have done all of these things. But there's one thing missing. You done fed everybody, to your shoe fetish, to your hair fetish, to your nail fetish, to every fetish in town, to your Temu fetish, to your TikTok fetish, to your Shein fetish, to your Foot Locker fetish. You done fed every fetish in town. But you can't feed your soul fetish, can you? You can't feel it. You ain't gonna feel it unless you locked into me. I'm locked into my Father. I'm locked into Jesus. It's a lot of locking in going on. So you got to know certain routes, certain getaways where people partying at late at night. You roll in the main streets looking for the main action, looking for the main attraction. It ain't there. Baby, we hide, we hid out at the Honeycomb Sugar Shack hideout at the hour spot, baby. We got fish, fried catfish going down, baby, in Greece, baby. We got whiskey on the side. We got smoke everywhere. We got chicken wings everywhere and hot sauce and barbecue. Like, you missing out. I'm sorry nobody told you where the party was at. It ain't nobody doing nothing for you. It ain't nobody stimulating you. You better check in. You better start checking the weather. And I don't mean the regular weather. I mean the Cougars weather. Baby, we packed up. We strapped up. Baby, they just called our plane and we boarding right now. We finna get up out of here. If you come 2 minutes late, you missed your plane. We boarding. There's nothing wrong with going on if people are not stimulating you. Because guess what? If they're not stimulating you, you know what that means? You in the grave, you in the jailhouse, you just got a ticket, you just co-sign for somebody else to use your car and do some bogus shit. All kind of stuff going on. You just got robbed for your bricks. All kind of shit is going on. You better get in that lane. Your girlfriend has slept with your husband, slept with your boyfriend because you didn't have discernment. You couldn't see that. I remember a time when I didn't have discernment and I couldn't see that. If people are not stimulating you anymore, then you better go plug in. You better take your cord somewhere, your extension cord, and plug in. You better take your little black cord somewhere and plug in and get you some juice. Because once it dries out, it's done. You better get in the wall. You better come into the wall. You better come into my walls and get stimulated. I love you.